If you guys don't already know, my name is Whitney. Thank you for tuning in today. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. And I'm so excited to do this video. You guys have no idea how excited I am. I have so many notes, so many things to talk about that I'm probably not going to be able to do it in this video fully, but hey, that's what other segments are for. So, where to begin? I guess I should start with my disclaimer. I am not saying what I do specifically works, but I am just letting you guys know or sharing with you guys the resources. We're trying to gain control of so many things. We've just had babies, our body, how quick are we going to be able to overcome that hurdle of getting back to our pre-pregnancy body? And breastfeeding takes life out of you. Like, if I cannot express how exhausted I was breastfeeding, I unfortunately don't breastfeed them anymore. It's not my choice. They decided they didn't want me anymore. But anyways, I'm a little happy about that because now I have some free time. But I can't express how exhausted I was alone. I felt so tired just from breastfeeding alone, and trying not to be irritable when you feel like you're getting the life sucked out of you is hard, especially after you've had a surgery and now COVID happens and you have to homeschool your 9-year-old. So I feel like I can say I'm momming it like a boss. It's not perfect, but I am, and I'm proud of it. So how did I get through those time periods? How did I get through? Because I will say I think I went through postpartum depression, and sometimes, I think everybody goes through negative thoughts and feelings, and that's when it's so important to reach out to your family members and friends and connect, because if you didn't have those connections, then if I didn't have my connections or my resources, then I think or even just working out, I don't know what I would do. So I think it's very important to stay active, connect with your resources when you are losing your mind. And you will feel like you're losing your mind, especially when you just have a lot going on. It's normal. You're human. You're not a robot. Nobody's expected to act like a robot. So when you need help, you need to ask for help. And sometimes it's available, sometimes it's not always available. It doesn't hurt to ask. The worst somebody could say is no. And that's another reason why I'm here, because momming it like a boss, just because you have babies or kids doesn't mean your whole life stops. Yes, a portion of your life does stop, but it doesn't stop you from still being you. You cannot lose yourself and the things that are going on around you, and it's very easy to do so. So taking time for yourself and balancing out your life should allow you to have some simple things that make you happy, that are things that you like. As a mother, we give so much. Taking care of the babies, my husband's great. He'll come home and he helps me, but it's a full-time job, especially if you just moved, you're trying to unpack a house, and you have to implement a system. I think we just took one step at a time. And another thing I want to share with you is you're not going to have everything set up. I was freaking out. Like, I was like, why can't I cook and clean and do all these things that I was able to do? And I had to talk to somebody to say, chill. Like, you just had babies. You're not going to be able to do everything that you want to do. Order some freaking takeout and let it be. And so we're so hard on ourselves, people, men, women, about the things that we want to accomplish, that sometimes we have to take a step back and reevaluate, okay, how can I make things a little bit easier in my house that makes me happy, that makes my family happy, and that, will decompress stress. So another thing, look into Amazon, and also if you have Prime, you get the TV and stuff like that, so it's like a no-brainer for us. Like, it just made things easier. The amount of money that you spend in gas to go drive to the grocery store, and time that you spend going grocery shopping, when you can have somebody just come deliver it to you, and you can just be home. You don't have to worry about getting out there and possibly getting in a car accident or whatever. It makes things a little bit easier, a little bit less stressful. And that's something else that came up. I've talked to people, and it's like your main point is where can you decompress the stress in your house. So, Amazon Fresh, every plate is another thing that we've used. We use it maybe every 2 weeks out of the month, and it's just something that I don't have to worry about planning meals. The food gets delivered on our doorstep. It's 6 simple steps to cook and make the meals, and they're done in less than an hour. So why not? Just make things easier. Momming it like a boss. We have to find things that make things easier for us as moms, and that's how we boss it up, because to think about and find resources to make things easier is hard when you have people that need your time and attention on a regular basis. If it's not your kids, maybe you're working a job. Let's fast forward to post pregnancy or postpartum. I just wanted to reach out to you ladies that are postpartum and let you know I'm also here for you, because I know how it feels to go through a whirlwind postpartum. I actually recently went through it, and so momming it like a boss is not, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be perfect. Momming it like a boss is, I'm here because I'm momming it like a boss because I overcame that hurdle. And for me, that's amazing. Every day I overcome that hurdle. Another point I want to talk about pre-baby is my IVF thing. I think a lot of you guys read my post, so I'm not going to dig real deep into it. But I just want to let people know that I'm a resource if you've gone through IVF. If you're going through IVF, please know you're not going through it alone. I am here if you want to ask me any questions. I wish I would have had that. I knew some people, but I didn't feel connected enough to those people to really open up. And it is a private thing, but just know that I'm a resource, because when you get down to those weeks when you're waiting and trying to figure out, not many people understand except for the person that's going through it. And you can't expect them to understand because they're not going through it, but it's hard. So going through IVF, that was a trial and test on its own, and I really had to dig deep. It's totally worth it, and you're gonna feel pain, you're gonna get sick, you're gonna feel sick, you're gonna get depressed, you're gonna have a lot of emotions. It's gonna be a roller coaster of emotions, but if you can go through it with your family and they can be understanding and you have a great support system, the light at the end of the tunnel of being able to get blessed with those bundles of joy is worth every shot, worth me being sick, worth them yelling at me now. It was just worth it. So I don't want to scare anybody. At the same time, I want to encourage those, once you have your mind set to it, don't give up and pray, and just know you have resources out there. Now, moving forward to the fun part, the babies. At home, I have things in a place to where people can access them, because I do watch the babies the majority of the time, but I have helpers, and my husband is a huge help when he comes home. But he doesn't know where everything's at, and he's a guy, and this is where my disclaimer comes in. And no one's perfect, so we try to make things easier for the family. If he can access it, if Nala can access what we need to get to be able to feed the babies or change the babies, then it makes it more helpful for me down the road. And that's what I mean by establishing a routine and schedule, putting things in places. And my favorite show of all time is The Home Edit. The Home Edit has changed my perspective on cleaning so much that, yes, it's kind of OCD, but you kind of see the order and it makes sense, have a place for things to where you can. Biggest thing that I've heard from people, coaches, if you can decompress the stress in your life, then things get easier. So, structure, routine, schedule. Getting a dishwasher was so important for us because I already cleaned the house and it's so much work just to clean that, and I don't mind cleaning, but me sitting there washing dishes all the time when I can have something that would be able to do it for me. Granted, it's not old school, and I would love to be old school, but I'm not a spider. I don't have 8 arms and legs, and I just physically am human. I can't do everything. And, Norm, I expected to, but also if it alleviates stress from my husband because he's had a long day at work, and it's one less thing that we have to worry about. then why not implement it? You know, that's one expense that just, you know, took a lot of stress off my plate and his plate, and we can focus on other things or spending time together, because it's hard to spend time together when you have kids in school. You know, people work full time. You're trying to put in the you time and also the their time. Um, it's really hard, but that's where schedule, balance, and repetition comes. So, how did I develop a schedule with the babies? Especially being so tired, the girls were actually in the NICU, and that right there was exhausting because every day I was in the NICU and I was pumping. I probably got 3 to 4 hours sleep a day, and I just had surgery. But you do anything for your kids, so why not do the logical thing, right? Um, I was so tired. Me and my husband, we would sleep on the couch. We slept in shifts. Like, he was great. He was really great. That's where you need a partner. That's where you need your resources. My mom came and stayed. But planning, that's where I'm saying scheduling and planning. Planning, you can't always plan perfectly when things are going to happen, but you can start giving people ideas of time frames and stuff. I couldn't tell you when my water was going to break. I didn't even know if my water was going to break. My water didn't break with Nala, but you know, apparently Nevaeh wanted to kick her way through. I had to just figure it out, right? But that's why it's so important to have your resources, because when I needed my mom or when I needed Bren's mom, they came and they helped us out. And those 4 months were the hardest months because you can't really get newborns on a schedule. I mean, you can, but you can't. It's exhausting. It's more exhausting for the parents. But there goes, that's what I'm talking about is, you know, the sooner you get them on a schedule, the more you have relief later down the road. Because I feel like now, had we not put in that work then, that we would still have babies in our beds. So, you know, if you do the work at the beginning, even if it's tired, especially if you have the maternity leave and stuff, it's totally worth it. And I don't mind sharing some more information about like how we sleep train with the girls and what we did, like what my schedule was privately. If you are interested, just message me. If you don't know already, go ahead and subscribe to my page on the Wix. Thanks for tuning in to Mommin It Like a Boss, where bossing up is our only option. You guys have a blessed day. Bye.